Yo, what's good, Ill fam? This is your boy DJ LDB, man. I got a little time on my hands, so I decided to put together some tutorials. Working with Ableton Live, which is my DAW choice. Right now, I'm working with Ableton Live 8.2. I'm gonna show you guys how I work with samples. Right now, for this first tutorial, I'm gonna show you how I work with drums that I may take from samples, as far as drum loops that I take from samples. The sample I'm gonna be working with is a sample called Tomorrow that was put up by one of our Ill Fam members in this week's sample flip. And basically, here's the drum pattern right here. Let me let you guys hear the drum pattern real quick. That's the drum pattern. As you can tell, man, if you got the ear for it, you can hear where that drum pattern is a little off in certain spots. Some spots is cool, some spots is not. And basically, you can see them too. If you're familiar with how the waveform looks within your DAW, you can see where different drum hits are in the pocket, i.e. the first one is. Second one is off. These are hi-hats in here. You can see this one is off. This one is okay. This one is a little off. That one is in the pocket. In the pocket, a little off, and these are the bongos back here. So the bongos don't matter that much, but I can adjust those to get those a little better in the pocket as well. Let me let you guys hear it with the metronome so you can hear how it's, the timing is a little off. That's what I'm trying to tighten up in order for it to gel a little better with the drum pattern that I created, which is this drum pattern right here. You know, that one is more in the pocket. You can hear it with the metronome. You can hear every metronome hit. You got a kick or a snare is hitting right along with it, which tells you that, you know, that drum pattern is a little more in the pocket. Now, since I want to use a portion of the original drum pattern from that sample, so you can hear that sample a little bit, you know, I'm chopping a sample, so you got to hear some of the original sample in order for it to be called an actual flip of the sample, right? Okay. I'm going to let you guys hear my drum pattern and that sample drum pattern together so you can hear how it's just a little off. Some of you guys will be able to hear it, some of you won't. You know, it's not overly out of the pocket, but it is more than I would like it to be. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to adjust that in Ableton Live. Once again, this is the original drum pattern right here, and this is my drum pattern. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can extract grooves and apply it to drum patterns to kind of change it, to try to kind of get that drum pattern more in the pocket like you would want it. So since I know my original the drum pattern that I created is in the pocket, I'm going to extract a groove from that and apply it to the drum pattern in the sample and see if I can adjust it a little bit and get it more in the pocket. And the way you do that is this: go to the clip with like the drum pattern that I created, which is like I think it's like a 2 or 4 bar loop. I'm going to right click, go down to extract groove, and right now it is extracting the groove from that section of the drum pattern. And when it gets done, it's going to place it right here. You see it right here. Now, in order to apply that groove to the original sample drum pattern, all I have to do is go over here to this section, click on it. I'm going to drag it over to the original sample drum pattern and drop it. Now, if all goes right, then the groove from my drum pattern that I created should be applied to the drum pattern of the sample, and it should be a little more in the pocket. Let's listen to it. Now that's okay, that's pretty good, but I still want it more in the pocket than what it is on some of the hits of the drums, i.e., you know, at least this one right here, this one, can probably live with the other ones. I'm basically looking at this one, maybe this one, and of course this one. This one is kind of in the pocket. I see these are in the pocket. And I'm not too, like I said, I'm not worried about the this portion, like the congos or the bongos or whatever you want to call it, that little Congo roll at the end. I'm not worried about that because that's okay for in this situation for that to have a total human feel to it. That's cool. All right. So once again, I didn't like when I extracted the groove from my drum pattern and applied it to it. It still didn't do it for me, so I'm going to go back and unapply that groove pattern and show you this is how I do it. That groove, as far as extracting the groove, works for some things. It doesn't work for everything. So in my case, I'm going to go through and adjust the transients, the drum hits, and putting them where I want them, you know, putting them more in the pocket. And it's easy. You see where you see the light blue or white transient markers right here. These right here. You can see that's off. You see where it says 1.2? That's where I need that second drum hit to be. And you can also see it right here, and you can see it right here. When I adjust those, then it'll be, the drum will be hitting more in the pocket. So in order to do that, one thing you want to do within Ableton Live, you want to highlight the one you want to move, and you also want to highlight the one directly in front of it and the one directly behind the one you want to move. That way, when I move this one, you see me move it, it's the only drum hit that moves. The other, the one in front and the one in the back didn't move. Now, let me go back and undo that. Now, if I don't lock the one directly behind it and the one in front of it down, when I move this one, everything moves. You saw the one in front of it move and everything behind it move, and that's not what I want because that'll throw my whole pattern off and cause more problems than it will fix. So once again, I'm going to lock the one in front of it, directly in front, behind. I'm only going to move that one. Let's keep working. I'm going to go to this one, lock that one down, lock the one in front, the one directly behind, and this is the only one I want to move. Okay? I see this one is off a little bit, so let's lock that one, lock the one in front, behind, and just move that one. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's see what else is off. This one right here looks off to me a little bit. So I'm going to lock that one down, the one in front, the one in back, and move that one up a little bit. Let's keep going. This one looks off. Lock that one down, the transient directly in front, transient directly in back, and move that one up. And like I said, this is the Congo bongo area right here, and I'm not too worried about that. I can have a little human feel with that one. I may want to go and adjust the first bongo hit, which is right here, and get that one a little more in the pocket, but the rest of them I'm not going to worry too much about those. Okay, so let's hear how that sounds. Let's hear how it sounds by itself. Turn on the metronome. See how the timing is. 1, 2, 3. See that now? You see that the original drum pattern of that sample timing is a little better as far as what I want to do with it. So adjusting the transient markers for me gets it more in the pocket than extracting the groove. And let me let you hear how it sounds with my drum pattern and that drum pattern. Congo section right here, it's good. I don't have to mess with that. It sounds pretty good to me. And man, basically that's how you do it. You know, transients, or if you know how to apply grooves to different portions of that sample in order to get it in better timing. And from there, you know, once I get my drum laid out, man, I can go to work. I can go to town. I can start chopping up more portions of the sample and applying them to the final song.